What?
Hello. Good morning.
What'd I do? Why are you laughing?
Because you folded.
Why are you laughing? Why are you mean to me?
What do you mean to me?
I am the boss. It's not meanness. I am training you.
Training me?
I'm training you to have a thicker, to be made of sterner stuff, to be prepared for the wilds of business.
Okay. How am I doing so far?
You're doing okay.
All right. Hello, chat. We are here today on this wonderful
today
on this wonderful Friday. I am going to finish painting this model that I've been painting for a hot minute, which is going to feel great.
What's going on, everybody? Now is Friday starting off or ending? I guess it could be ending for some.
I'm having a great Friday. Friday's turning out all right.
Awesome. How about you, Jen?
What?
How's your Friday?
Very busy.
Stop looking at TikTok.
Right. I'm in the middle of something very important, though.
On TikTok?
Yeah.
What could be important on TikTok?
All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. Dogs on treadmills. Or
Dogs
nothing.
on treadmills.
New favorite TikTok. Watching dogs on treadmills.
You know, it's funny because the algorithm listens to everything you don't care about and then not the things you do. Because between Jen and I, we've said dog on treadmill a million times. Still don't get any dog on treadmill stuff. So there must just not be any, is my thinking.
I thought that's how you found it. The treadmill was on videos. Like that.
Good point. I think I did see it. I feel like I saw it on like the Pitbull Instagram. And then that's what got me searching for it. But that's what I'm saying is that you would think that that type of activity would get more in front of you. But I've had all the other ones I've seen are ones that I've gone and hunted for.
Hello, Pink Liquor, Phoenix Mercer, Lion Creative, Dragonfire. Hello. What is up?
This guy's from Diablo, right?
He looks like it.
I think so. I think it's from like the original Diablo or Diablo 2 or something.
Tim, Law Dog, Venti, hello. To all the lurkers out there, hello.
Lurkers?
Lurkers.
We don't have lurkers.
No, we don't.
Everybody participates.
That's also true.
That's also not true. That's a lot.
See, look at this. Snapcast. We're bringing them all out of the woodworks.
They're like, okay, geez, I'll talk.
Death Spawn. That is not an owl. That is correct.
Well, maybe this is what Percival's true form is.
That's so true.
Right?
Arctic Minis Painting Studio. What's up? Phoenix Mercer is asking, what is the ETA on Satin Black?
Never heard of it.
Soon. Hashtag soon.
Never heard of it. You have false information. You have been lied to.
The Huff and Lurkers, I resemble that remark. That's, no, not anymore. By responding, you are in fact no longer a lurker. Therefore, no longer resembling said lurker.
That's too much logic in one outing there, Baby J.
It's truth.
You're gonna blow minds.
It's truth, not
mind blown.
The Huff is also asking what you are cleaning up.
It's a thing. It's a dude. It's a dude with nipple rings.
Nipple ring? Oh, he does in fact have nipple rings.
He does in fact have nipple rings. And like
so
side gut mouth.
Side gut mouth.
He does. He has like a side gut mouth. And then he's got a bunch of legs. And that's going to be the hard part, is that I don't have any idea where all the legs go. I'm hoping that there's something about the legs that like show me how they are supposed to fit. I feel like they might be, just based on the shape of
the peg.
Well, the flat facing that's left on the peg. That one doesn't match any of these. Are we missing a leg? Oh, maybe it's this one.
I almost put paint directly on the sponge with my wet palette.
That's not how that works.
I'm glad my brain works today.
You're having too good a Friday, Baby J.
My days have generally been pretty good. What do I have to complain about?
Saying complain.
Huh?
Who's saying complain?
No, I'm just saying, like, my days are really good. I don't really have a whole lot that I can complain about. There's not a whole lot to complain about.
Good way of looking at it.
I like my job.
What? Nobody likes their job.
The people who I work with are really cool.
Stop. Nobody works with cool people. Stop lying.
So you don't employ a bunch of cool people.
Wait a minute. I feel like the right answer here
Is you do.
is we do.
Yes.
That
Don't
makes,
lie to the fine folks.
That makes Jen and I look a lot better.
That's generally a good thing.
What happened?
See?
I was sorry.
You're fine.
There's other stuff happening here that's kind of devastating.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
What's devastating?
The building next door got sold. The
That's,
daycare.
that's no big deal.
So we can't buy it now.
That's no big deal. It was useless to us anyway. It would take more millions to turn it into something useful. I'm interested to know what they're going to do with it, though.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Another
Wonder-
daycare.
Is it?
Oh, another
Yeah.
daycare bottle.
Oh, crap. She just sold to another daycare.
Yeah.
Great. Now we got to teach a whole bunch of new people that they can't park in our parking
Yeah.
lot.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
probably all going to be the same ones.
Huh?
I'm sure it'll all be the same families.
I suppose that probably makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah. She's not
Yeah.
going to just, that's probably one of the reasons why someone bought it is because there was already
A daycare.
a bunch of families that use it.
I
Yeah.
can't see that being the case. Why would you invest in that amount of land at that price to run a daycare? Is daycare? I wonder how profitable daycare is.
Daycare, I think, is pretty expensive.
Pretty expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
But is it profitable?
I
'Cause
mean,
it seems like you got to pay daycare people
they don't
quite
have.
a bit,
they
right?
don't. The teachers are not. There's no
Not
kind
paid
of
well.
certification required.
Oh, yeah, I guess
So-
so, right?
They don't have to have. It's just up to the daycare to determine what type of experience and education they need. The only people that need to have degrees, I think, probably for state regulations, would be like the director, the person who runs the place. But the teachers, the people who oversee the kids, there are no
That seems crazy.
requirements.
It does actually seem
You have to-
insane.
You have to be. Did I have to be fingerprinted for daycare? Probably fingerprint. I'm sure. And a TB test, and that's it. I started working in daycares when I was in high school. Snapcast would like to know if you have any examples of how the matte varnish will look.
Yeah, we have a test model that I did the gloss and the matte on. Somewhere around here. So we sprayed this guy with the gloss varnish. This is just an eBay model we had laying around. And we sprayed him with the gloss varnish so you could see the shine on just a normal, probably paint company A's paint here. And it gives it a really nice shine. You can see the shine on the sword and stuff. That's the gloss, just with one coat through the airbrush. And then this is the matte, matting the gloss down. We sprayed the whole model to where it shined like this, and then we did the back with the matte varnish. To show you how quickly it can matte. That's one layer of our matte varnish over the top of our gloss varnish. Just to give you an idea how much it knocks the shine off in one coat. Another coat would make it even more matte, so it's pretty good.
Pretty good indeed.
You can teach the kids how to sew garments and sell off the clothes they make for some extra income. I thought you made Nikes. I thought that was the thing you followed. Or was it that you follow the who was the woman everybody loved that found out her clothing line?
Kathy Lee Gifford.
Or you follow Kathy Lee Gifford's example. One of the two. Nike or Kathy Lee Gifford. You get to pick.
I mean, any kind of teacher, childcare worker, yes, yes, underpaid, for sure.
It seems that way. Unless you're at university.
Even then, I don't think they make a lot either.
Amazing that the people who make sure that people know how to do all the important things don't get compensated very well. It's like, I'm teaching you how to do the thing that's going to make you a ton of money, but those people don't make a lot of money.
Forget the ton of money. How about the gonna make you a good person?
Well, yes.
All right. Oh, why?
Alright, take myself a little bit of this blue transparent. I'm going to glaze it into the feathers up here on the wing. We're going to take the blue transparent and we're going to mix it in with a bunch of glaze and wash medium. We're going to thin it out. Like 3-to-1 glaze and wash medium to blue transparent. Thin it down to a nice workable consistency. It's not too thin. Something kind of in that vicinity. Then, and we're just gonna paint it on.
Doug Nutt, one of our viewers, sent me this. He had also a Discord member, had entered this model in last month's challenge.
Yep, the monster challenge.
The monster challenge. And I was really stoked on this model.
Yeah, you saw it and you're like, I have to have one.
Right, that's the one I would paint. I didn't know it was for. I feel like it's a Diablo model. I feel like there was like a skittering,
So-
one of the skittering.
There was a boss in Diablo 3 that was vaguely like that.
Any
Phoenix Mercer.
instructions?
No, we're just finishing up getting stuff out of our old house this weekend.
Be nice to be done with that, though, I imagine.
I don't know how this works.
Oh no.
So this is just a point. Oh, I do know how this works. Okay.
You figured it out?
No,
What? You just said you know how it works.
I know how one of them goes.
Oh, okay.
There's one of the legs that doesn't have the middle knuckle, so that one goes on. This one that has the middle knuckle already part of it. That part I can figure out.
Line Creative wants to know if you've chosen the September challenge.
No,
It's
that's
only
not-
August 25th.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to post it early next week though, because we're gonna be gone.
Yeah, I think you said your plan was to post by like the 29th or something like that?
Yeah, because I'm gonna be gone on the 30th.
Well, yeah, but not like you can't. You have Discord on your phone, don't you?
Yeah,
You posted on the actual first day.
I could. I can also post it ahead of time and just say you're not allowed to submit before the first.
We'll see how that goes. These people don't listen. We know that.
She has a point.
I will make them listen.
She has a point, baby J.
You must listen to me, chat.
But then it's less of a challenge if you know early.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, you have
It's
like
a
a whole month to
30
work
day.
on it,
You
right?
have 1 month
Alright.
to plan, prepare, paint, finish, and submit.
All right. It's not getting posted till Thursday then, chat.
Jen has spoken.
Jen has spoken.
I mean,
You no longer
we've
get-
gotten really soft on these, I think.
We've gotten soft on these.
Yeah.
All right.
Time to bring back reality.
Bring back what?
The reality of the
Yes.
situation for these
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
I'm just having fun watching you try and put this model together.
It's like
to
a
be
really
honest.
bad puzzle. It's like I don't know what's going on here. I would think that they'd be kind of curved so that they would match the side they're supposed to go with. I feel like that's the case, sort of. But then they also, that could be the back one. I feel like that one felt pretty good here, but it's not the right armor, is it? Kinda, sorta, maybe? Like that would be the front leg, yeah.
Right, Lumberjack Tim? Times are tough.
That one definitely goes there. But I'm not going to glue it in because I don't know how definitely is on that one. These could be hind legs? I need instructions. I need an adult.
But, I hate to break it to you, but you are in fact an adult.
That's not true. Impossible.
You're not an adult?
Impossible. I am not.
There's a lot of concerning things in that statement.
I am not the
It
one.
implies a lot of bad things.
I am not the one to be trusted. Figure any of this crap out.
Would you like me to assemble it for you?
I feel like you just kind of wing it. And if you get it right, you just kind of feel lucky? Maybe?
Well, the way that I like to refer to it is if there's no specific order that it is obviously intended to go in, and you can't tell which way they're supposed to go, then any solution is probably
know?
fine. Yeah, any solution is probably fine.
We're going to err on the side of nobody else will figure it out either.
Yeah.
I'm down. You're speaking my language now, man. I feel like maybe that's it? Question mark? I mean, he stands up. Legs are all kind of wonky. He's skittering, so the legs would be wonky, wouldn't they?
I would think so.
That one's glued on, that one's glued on. Glued on that one, right? Maybe. This one I did not. Pretty brave doing these like pinch ball joints like this on a 3D printed model. I give kudos to the person that designed this, that the balls actually snap into.
Oh, do they actually like pressure fit in there?
Yeah, they actually pressure. They're not like loose or
Oh,
weirdly expanded.
sounds like a nice 3D print then.
Not bad.
Would you like me to turn on the airbrush?
Yeah, I probably need a prime. I gotta figure out a base. See, that leg doesn't look right. I don't feel like that's the right. See, that one doesn't line up very well. But none of the other ones are wrong in that direction. So we're going to err on the side of, well, that just didn't print the way it was supposed to. And then we'll shave it off like this. We will do knife sculpting 101 here, chat.
If it don't look right, just shave it till it looks right.
Shave it down until it looks right. Nobody can tell me that this guy is... Oh, that guy's forelimb is incorrect.
I mean, somebody could probably tell you that, but we don't have to listen to that person.
You don't need that kind of negativity in your life.
No. Take it from me. It's great. Not having that kind of negativity in your life. Awesome.
Right, so there he is. There he sits. He sits level, except for this leg's up in the air, which I'm going to go with that's the way it was intended to be. Totally meant to be that way.
Lion Creative. So I think what we're landing on here is that you should not start any new models until at least the first of a month.
Yes.
That way you'll always be safe.
Asmodan from Diablo. That's what it was.
Asmodan, yeah.
Siobhan said, "I have arrived. You may party down now."
We already did. We already did. You're late.
We're partying back up now.
Stop fattening up your dog. His dog's lunch made me jealous, bastard.
Oh, what did the dog have today? I didn't see
I don't know.
it.
It was like chicken katsu or something.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that reminds
Again,
me.
I had Cheez-Its.
Yeah. I had 2 frozen pizzas. The little circle ones.
They
didn't really cook very well, so that worries me. That maybe tonight is Super Poops night.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Well,
Mo, what's going on, man?
they're all pre-cooked. It was just frozen.
Yeah, it just has like when the ice crystals melt as you're doing it, it just becomes soggy.
And then you get that cold.
I had to
piece,
eat it with fork and knife because you
cold
couldn't pick
bite
it up. 'cause
right
it
in
was
the
like...
middle.
That is an
Mongolian beef
unfortunate
fried
truth.
rice and pork egg roll today. All right. Well,
I have
good.
fried rice in the refrigerator. I did not get a chance to eat it for lunch. So I'm going to eat it after work today.
Siobhan, I'm still worried about your poor dog's knees and ankles. His legs are skinny. Those skinny little legs supporting that big old body.
Base of skulls.
Man, you should see my dog. She very tiny, very small leg. She's a wiener dog.
Yeah.
So she's got that big old
Round.
torpedo body
Yeah.
with like little itty bitty legs on the bottom. Yeah, she's adorable though. She is also chubby, so there is that. Not as bad as one of our other dogs. His name was Tinka, and she would literally sit up on her butt, like literally like a roll of sausage, just and would like, hi. It was very cute.
I want to teach Cora how to do that.
To do what?
Sit up.
On her butt.
Yeah. So that she sits like sitting on her butt and like their front paws up. All about balance, core strength.
Core strength and balance. Or you can do it too.
Because she's got the short legs and big body.
I am going to do the unthinkable. I'm gonna cut the toes down.
Yeah, to make flat points.
Yeah.
That's not really unthinkable. That seems very reasonable.
Get more of the foot's touch, maybe.
Putting it on like a big Terminator base or something.
It's a dreadnought base.
Or that's
Yeah.
what I meant to say. Yeah, sorry. I'm building up the highlights on these feathers. Get those all done. These weird wings that are on this snake for some reason. I watched the first episode and a half of Ahsoka last night.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. I think I should probably watch Rebels before.
That's what everybody was saying last night.
Yeah, because I don't really understand anything that's going on.
Yeah, when I was on the Lawnmower podcast, Wyatt was saying the same thing. He's like, if you're going to watch it, it's good, but you need to go back and at least read a synopsis of Rebels. He said that he didn't recommend watching Rebels.
See, that's interesting because I've heard the opposite. I've heard it's actually good and worth the watch.
I mean, if you like children's cartoons, then yes.
Yeah, I don't generally.
Yeah, so I don't know. That was my problem. He goes, the animation and the way it's told is kind of children's cartoony, but the story is good.
Yeah. It's like kind of the same problem with like Clone Wars cartoon, right? Is that it was good and that there was good stories that were being told there, but it's through the lens of like a children's cartoon.
It's always tough with the new animation like Batman and all that. Not a children's cartoon. I tried to watch Rebels and I couldn't do it. But I don't like the Batman cartoons either. Even though some of them are fairly adult themed, I just don't like them because the animation is really childlike.
Yeah, Ahsoka live action starts out just after Rebels with Rebels characters. Yeah, I've heard it like described as the next season of Rebels.
Jade said, should we play Diablo 4 or Paint tonight? Paint. If ever
100%.
faced with the opportunity to paint or play video games, you paint. Unless it's Noida.
Did you already talk about Noida today?
Oh, you need to update the people. We have a victor in our midst.
Big day, guys.
It's a big day for Jason.
Noita 156, Jason 1. Yes! Yes!
I have to mention...
It only took 157 tries.
He texted me at like
of records, it looks
9:30 or 10.
Oh, well, I mean, those are my personal records that aren't even... I don't know how it keeps track of those because that's not even true.
Oh.
Like, I've done more of all of these, so I don't know why. It took me 5 hours. I've had way more gold, so I don't know why the record thing pops up. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's all you need, baby. I registered a win.
So are you done now?
Oh, no. Now you gotta go. There's 33 more endings.
Oh.
So you gotta go get... There's probably more than 33 endings. So
there's different endings?
But I mean, are you going to stop for a minute and enjoy this? Like, revel in the win for a while and just like...
So last night, when I texted Jordan...
It was like pretty late, too. You were...
Like 10:30. So when I texted Jordan, I had to tell somebody, and I told Jen, and then I texted Jordan, and then while I was texting Jordan, I was like, it took a great amount of willpower to finish the game and get the win. to jump into the portal and complete the work. That's what you have to do when you get the win. You die and you lose everything when you get the win. Because I had a ridiculously good wand built.
You were telling
Probably
me
one
this,
of the best wands I've ever built. It killed the final boss in one hit. And it was very hard because I was like, I bet I could go and do more.
You probably could have.
Because again, I've killed the final boss like 5 or 6 times before this.
No.
But I just never jumped in the portal and completed the game. I was always like, nah, I've cleared everything. I can go back and make this work.
Are you happy you did it, though?
Yeah. Sort of. I didn't capture the
You
seed,
know what?
so I can't use my seed app to go back and play that seed again. Because my thought was, I'll just go play the same seed again, because I know I can build the same wand that way, and then I'll go back and complete the rest of it, so I get the best of both worlds.
But you did
I
it on
quit.
a random seed.
I quit and ran and showed her the photo, and then came and sent you the photo, and forgot to capture what the seed number was, so now I'm screwed. Unless that's on the photo. I don't know that it's on the photo. No, the seed's not on there. Nope. I'll go look, because that's a cropped image. So maybe the seed is down at the bottom. It's usually down at the bottom left hand corner.
Mo says the show is supposed to be 5 years after Rebels, same time as The Mandalorian.
Yeah, everybody, that's what they were saying last night, is that at the same time as The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
In that the new Republic is finding its way,
Yeah.
but it's before the First Order.
I hope they retcon all that.
Retcon all what?
The First Order stuff.
The whole
Yeah.
Star Wars
It's like-
saga with Rey and all that?
Yeah, let's just pretend that never happened. Because that feels like what they're doing right now. Because they have not, aside from those 3 movies, they have done nothing whatsoever that references them at all.
Really?
Well, you think about it, like all of the shows that they've done, nothing has been either after or even in that same vicinity of time. Like, that vicinity of time is exclusively those 3 movies, and that's it. Because everything's been, like, in between, right? It's been after the events of the original trilogy, like The Mandalorian and Ahsoka and stuff like that. They did stuff that's before, because they did the show...
well, that was Rogue
Andor.
One. Andor, Rogue One.
Yep, Rogue One. So like they have been staying away from it with the 10-foot pole. So it's very interesting to me that has been what they've been doing. So I don't know what that means, but it is interesting.
They're going to go back and redo the first ones and recast Luke and Han. And...
Probably. Probably. They're redoing everything right now.
We need to get George Lucas out of Star Wars. That's the thing. Star Wars could have been great if it was only written by Gen Zers and had no George Lucas involvement.
I mean, George Lucas wasn't great,
This
but I think he did better than what we got.
is satire.
This is satire. Oh my gosh, Death Spawn.
Rey is the best Skywalker. There's some neat things in those movies, but they were just visual movies. They weren't like, I didn't care about the story at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, when they killed Han Solo, spoiler alert,
That was sad.
that was jarring. It was a jarring moment, and Wookiee boy freaking out and all that stuff. But it could have been so much more. I think, you know.
The funny thing is, I think Kylo Ren was the most interesting character, and he was a whiny character.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot, Mr. Emo. My
Yeah.
girlfriend broke up with me. What do I do?
Yeah. That's more like my parents broke up with me, and or my master broke up with me. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was a terrible show. It was a terrible set of movies.
My master tried to kill me.
Yes, that one. Yes.
Hello,
Block's key.
Omicron Samurai.
Omicron Samurai. Hello. Hello. For 40 years, we were drilled to accept Jedis have to train. Then comes Rey, and whoops, everybody without an ounce of training, bah.
Yep.
But she's so incredibly in tune with the Force. Woo, she has so much power. Yeah, okay.
Hey, you just need to get over it. It's a new Star Wars for a new age. You're not that age anymore. Old man.
Yeah. Well, I am 30. That terminology can be applied to me now.
They are no longer making Star Wars for 30-year-olds.
No. Well, I would say that Andor is definitely enjoyable
Nothing I have
for
said
people
this
my
entire
age.
show has been any hint of serious.
Oh, I know. I know.
You need to go on.
Remember, literal person likes to make jokes about the fact that I find everything very literal. But also,
A new Jedi for a less civilized age.
just make Grogu the next MC and we're good.
You
Sure.
what?
Grogu. The. No.
We don't need to track the next 800 years of a Yoda.
Yeah, it's true.
Yoda was only interesting because of the role he played as the mentor, right? As Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
It was not interesting to, like, I don't care about his creature type. I don't care about anything about him. Like, a lot of people are like, we don't even know where he's from. I'm like, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
He was the one character that nobody cared. Like, who cares? It was like he performed the duty, and that's what made him great, you know?
Yes.
He was the Mr. Miyagi. And it was Luke's story, not Yoda.
Yep.
T. Schmid, what's this new thing? This is Asmodai? Is that what we said? Asmodai? Diablo 4 or Diablo 3 character or
Asmodai?
something like that? It's a model that Doug Nut from Discord sent me. He painted it for the last month's challenge. I'm prepping it for Nova, so I have something to paint at Nova. I was looking at models and I was like, well, I'll paint that.
Sounds like fun.
He sent it to me.
We'll have to pack that very
I like
carefully.
Is there something coming out of his belly button?
He has like a cod piece.
Oh.
He has
It's
belly
like a
button
piece
armor.
of
Oh, it's
armor
just
in
on
his
top.
crotch.
It looks the way it's.
Oh, it looks like it's kind of coming
It looks
out.
like it's coming out or
No, it's
poking
like
in.
it's like just a piece
It's
of armor.
pooping from his belly button.
Poking.
Oh, poking.
Poking into his belly.
I definitely heard pooping
No,
from his
no.
belly
He does
button.
have like a mouth over here though. Those are teeth on his
Yeah.
love handle. So
And a nipple ring.
And a nipple ring.
little odd. He has
Two?
Two.
two nipple rings.
What a classy guy.
I mean, you know, if you're doing nipple rings,
He's accessorized.
He's accessorized. Heavily
if
accessorized.
you're doing nipple rings, you might as well do a pair. That brush is rock hard.
That sounds like not what we want to be using.
No.
Sounds very not functional. What the heck color are Snake's eyes?
Yes.
I can't even
Black.
think. Black?
Yellow.
I don't know. Just like beady black eyes is what I
Yellow
would think,
with
but I don't know.
black slits.
I don't get close enough to
Oh,
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get close enough to know. You know what? That's 100%. I'm on board with that. Let's stay far enough away that we don't ever have to know.
I saw. Speaking of snakes, I saw this stupid. You know, because everything. I'm gonna ruin the day for some of you. Everything on TikTok and Instagram Reels and all that is staged. Okay, let's just start
Yes.
the conversation there.
100%.
People are like, "Oh my God, can you believe that happened?" I'm like, "No," and you want to know why? Because there were people there with their phones out when it happened, filming it at exactly the right angle. So no, if it's not security cam footage, I don't believe any of it. So
Sapo 57, yes, absolutely. Monument basing texture. I'm guessing brown quartz.
yeah, brown course.
Yeah.
So there was a video yesterday about, you know, just when you thought it was bad enough in Arizona, and this pretty girl walking through her kitchen tilts the camera up, and there's a end of something sticking off the top of her kitchen cabinets, you know, up where you would put like a plant or something, you know, that gap
Yeah,
between the
yep.
ceiling and the kitchen cabinets. She reaches up and pulls it, and it's the molting skin from a snake.
Yeah.
And she pulls a rattlesnake skin off the top of the cabinets and then just pushes it back, and it titles like, "We're just gonna leave that there and move," you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, guess what didn't happen? A snake didn't climb up somehow magically on the top of your cabinets and shed its skin. You know, this rattlesnake that somehow miraculously got on top of your cabinets.
I mean, I don't know. Depends on where they live, I guess.
No.
They live out in.
They found it out on the ground and went and filmed a video.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, people.
Although I have to say that I came across something yesterday that was delightful, and I didn't know that this was something I needed in my life until I saw it.
Oh?
It was a TikTok video.
We already have a treadmill for the dog.
Yes, we do have a treadmill for the dog. This is a different
Kinda
arm
need.
of TikTok.
Different arm of TikTok. Okay.
It was
Wait a minute. Remember, this is a family show.
2 ladies, older ladies,
okay.
like elderly, probably well into their 80s, I would guess.
Did they drive Subarus?
They were being driven because they, at their age, probably shouldn't drive by themselves.
Oh.
So like their nephew or grandson or somebody was driving them. You couldn't see that person. You could hear their voice, but he was in the driver's seat. And then one lady in the front, one lady in the back seat. And the one in the back seat was hard of hearing because she kept like, what'd she say? And the one in the front though was like, this is something I didn't know I needed in my life, is these bickering old ladies. And she
Oh my God.
She was trying to, so the lady in the front was trying to give money to the lady in the back because the lady in the back had bought a jar of pickles. And the lady in the front was Genevieve and like Althena or something like that.
What wonderful names.
Yes. And so Genevieve in the front was yelling because she's like, you take this money. And she was like swearing like a sailor. It was
really?
fantastic.
This is one of the 80-year-olds?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I love it.
And the lady in the back couldn't understand why she was giving. She's like, no, I'm going to get a hoagie and a soda and you can buy it for me. And the guy driving's like, no, you'll still get your sandwich. It's fine. And she's like, "Bye, you get it. You take this $10 because you paid $7 for these pickles." And the lady's like, "What?" It was the best. I could not stop. I had like tears, laughing. It was hilarious.
I saw a similar one of some old Scottish guy, I think, and he was trying food. He tries foods from all over the planet, right? And he is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
He was opening up some Swedish fish, like fermented fish, in a tin.
Yep.
And
I know what that is.
Oh my God! It has like some German-sounding name. Right?
I forget what it's called.
Sturtenfingel or something. And so he's like Sturfingel or something. It was this fermented fish, and he has this great like routine, just the way he talks. And I guess the last thing he ate was some 100-year-old pickle or something like that. He said he nearly threw up, but he's talking about it. He opens his can and the whole time he's like,
yeah,
but he's sniffing it, and just because of his mannerisms and his old Scottish man or English, accent, he's hilarious. And he picks that fish out of that thing, and you're like, oh. I'm feeling really it as he's saying it. I'm like, no, don't do it, man.
No, don't do it.
I was like, I think you're supposed to like eat it with other things,
Probably.
And he goes, and then that's when he goes, yeah. He goes, this person that sent it to me said that they typically, debone it and gut it.
It's probably
and
like
then eat
a
it with like
garnish.
potatoes and such.
Yeah.
And he just took a bite of it.
Gross.
Raw. It's raw in salt water.
Sapo57 said, can you give me a rundown on I guess I'm assuming how you're applying the spacing texture? He said I had to use 2 layers, but I think I did something wrong.
You had to use 2 layers? As you can see, I'm just clumping it on there. There's nothing fancy going on. I've got a little bit of water on my brush, but it's just a paintbrush, right? Just a standard paintbrush. I'm using like one of our number 6s. And then I'm just digging it out, right? So, I can show you exactly what I'm doing.
Sapo, did you maybe have the fine texture and you were feeling like it didn't give you as much texture as you wanted? Because he's using coarse right now, so it's larger.
It's coarse, but
textures.
I just put the blob on there, and then I just kind of level out the edges, right? So you keep the middle of the blob where it is, and then I just kind of push the edges away from the middle until I'm happy with the thickness and everything. So I'm applying it in like patches like that. So there's a patch, and then I'll go dig some more out and put a patch right there to join those two and just kind of push them together. And I just take the tip of the brush and push it around. Smoosh them together to blend them.
Smoosh.
Smoosh. Such a great word.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Smoosh is a good word.
Yeah, no, our stuff should only take you 1 layer. Even with the fine, it acts exactly the same way. It's just not going to give you as much texture when it dries. But it layers the same exact way. Obviously not quite as thick, but you can just put more on.
We're back in scale jail, folks.
You want to make sure you're putting a bunch of material on because remember, a bunch of this is water. It's just an acrylic paint. So when you're done, a lot of this evaporates away and thins it out. So it may look like it's super thick right now, but it's good. The water's going to evaporate and separate out all these texture pieces, and it's going to be more like little rocks on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, saying that he had to use 2 layers just makes it seem like
Too thin.
it was just too thin.
Yeah, just too
spread
thin.
too thin.
Don't add a lot of water to it. You know, I just have enough moisture on my brush like I would if I were painting, so it doesn't grip to the brush and get all sticky.
He said, I was trying to brush it on like paint. I see how you're making patches.
Yeah, kind of glob it on and make patches with it, and you'll be fine. You can paint it on, but that's generally for like the second or third layers where you're adding texture to it. Normally on a smaller model, I would start with the fine texture and then I would layer this thicker texture on top of that to be bigger clumps of rock and stuff. Here I'm just going all out because it's kind of a boring base for this model. So I'm just going to throw the heavy texture on there first, and then we'll do clumps of other texture and things on it as we go. I just want to get enough on there to where maybe it'll be ready to prime over the weekend or on Monday or something like that.
Yeah, we got a couple of days to get stuff ready. I got to figure out what I'm going to be bringing to paint.
You built the freaking Forge of the Gods.
No?
I don't think it's shakeable. I think it's too thick for
The Forge of the
shaking. Did you have to
Gods?
stir it at all?
Oh, it must
before?
be one. Maybe he took a photo of the model. Gabe had a photo of the Forge of the Gods is in there on the photo booth.
Oh, yeah.
He has the model in there built
I-
on a plinth. I thought that was you.
No?
That
Does
must
it-
just be one of the demo ones from Mindworks.
Yeah.
Does the texture require any stirring or anything like that?
No.
No.
Nope.
Just
Open,
scoop
pop
it
it
out.
open, put it on. It doesn't settle because it's not in suspension. It doesn't have that much water. It's still an acrylic paint, right? But it has more texture, so you won't see the pigment drift to the bottom. It doesn't need to be mixed up.
Yeah. It's just goop. Just scoop it out, goop it on.
Yeah, as you can see, I just opened it up and started digging in it. Super simple to use.
Great effect, though.
Works like a champ. And same exact method for all of them. Snow, concrete, all the textures work exactly the same way. You just kind of want to make sure you don't get anything that looks too much like a brush stroke in it. So I use the side of the brush a lot and just kind of pat it randomly, kind of changing the angle of the brush so I don't get lines and things like that. Generally, by the time it dries, you don't see that anyway, but just make sure it's not too directional, that you don't have like all of your strokes go in one direction will kind of make it look like a plowed field, you know. So unless that's what you're going for, try to keep that from happening. Boom. Easy. Lob it on, smoosh it around, call it good. Exactly, yeah. No need to prime the base first. No, I mean, you can do this at the end or at the beginning. I typically do it at the beginning and then prime it with the rest of the model and just paint it like any other part of the model. But there are a bunch of models that I have, like if you look at what we've been painting with Percival, you know, I didn't put anything on his base first, because I didn't know what I was going to do, which turns out to be a good thing because I'm going to cut him off of that base, and I bought a 3D printed base of bodies.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
You got one?
It's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
It's like, it's 4 or 5 32mm adventurers that are all stacked up like a layered sandwich.
Oh my gosh.
You know, there's like a wizard
Amazing.
and a fighter and like a hunter, and across the top is a knight draped in armor. Across all of them, he's headless, and on top of it is going to be Percival standing on the top of the pile of bodies.
Or Percival.
It'll be good. I got a shipping notification for it today, but it won't be. It
Oh,
won't
that's
be here for a
fast.
while.
Oh, did you get it from like Europe or something?
No, I think it comes from like California. Somebody, it was on Etsy. Somebody 3D printing.
No, you got the shipping notification for it. You should get it pretty quick.
Yeah, I guess it might be here Monday,
'Cause
Tuesday.
California usually is like
Yeah, that's true. I
very,
didn't
very
really think about
fast.
Forge of the Gods is on your build list. It's an amazing model. Monument basing textures can do no wrong. They are amazing. Very little shrinkage. They do shrink a little bit, so you gotta glop it on at the edges. If you thin it out towards the edge of the base, when it dries, it'll sort of pull in from the edge. So make sure you're as thick as you are across all of the surface of the base, all the way out to the edge, right? You can see I didn't like taper the material as I went out to the edge. You just kind of bulk it up the whole way.
Unless you want the taper.
Broken Chef, what's going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope your week is on the right track as it ends. Headed into the weekend with some fun in store.
I'm excited. It'll be a fun weekend.
What do you got planned?
I'm gonna
Jen and I
do
have to live
some painting.
vicariously through everyone else.
I'm gonna be doing some painting for a friend of mine that I've been a little behind on, so I gotta catch up on that. I'm going to play a little bit of Lorcana, and then generally relax because I have been very busy for the last week or two, and I definitely need a break from doing stuff.
From all the things?
Yeah, I realized it last night. I was talking to Ruben. I was like, I've actually been doing something every night for the last week and a half, and I need to cool it.
Oh, I don't have a keyboard. I will use my phone. I need to figure out some cool feather colors.
Oh, for the plume?
Oh. Look at this cool feather colors. Just go with what you're looking for.
I mean, you could also do dyed feathers too, right? Unless you want it to be like a natural feather.
I don't know that I really care. It's a fantasy model, so it could be anything, right?
Yeah.
It could be a hippogriff feather. I don't care. Like something like that's kind of neat.
That is pretty cool.
Not really the coloring that I would want. That one works though. That would actually be really good on him. Ooh, but look at those. Oh, that's like tiger stripes. Oh, I guess I didn't hit the images thing actually. It was... That was kind of cool. Yeah, a little too over the top.
You trying to go for something a little bit more subtle?
The red and no, I want something bright, but not rainbow bright.
Got it.
When I say that out loud, wasn't Rainbow Bright a toy?
Yeah. A doll.
A doll? Of course they're all peacock feathers. I don't want peacock. That's a cool tattoo.
That is a cool tattoo. That's a really cool stylistic feather.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Like parrot feathers have that red to yellow fade on some of them. That work. Macaw. Scarlet macaw. Ooh, or like that. Like magenta into orange would be kind of bitchin'. Try something like that. Ooh, even that one. Ooh, that one's pretty cool. Let's do that.
The blue to green or the purpley to orange?
You'll just have to wait and see since you weren't paying attention.
That's fair.
Broken Chef, hello.
Tomorrow's an Age of Sigmar tournament. You just finished 5 models and trying to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. I mean, there's worse situations to be in.
True. True.
That sounds like a pretty good one, actually. Let's think about how this is going to work. If I do orange, magenta, Might do another 3. You still got more to do? Then why is there even a question here? Get to work.
Get to work, yes, slacker.
Playing D&D, Star Citizen in a flight rig, and ate a bunch of different places last weekend. So this weekend you're gonna relax. Star Citizen in a flight rig interests me. What flight rig are you talking about? Like, did somebody have like a sim pit?
That actually sounds super cool. Unironically.
My setup at the house is bitchin'.
You have a
But it's
placement?
it's very immersive, but not like, flight seat kind of thing. But I have mounts for the dual stick set up on the desk, along with triple huge monitors that give you a really good surround presence. Jen comes in there and she's like, I can't do this, I get sick. And there are times where, yes, it feels like you will like throw up because the motion isn't registering with your inner ear.
Yeah, that kind of stuff can always be a little weird, right? Because your body's expecting something because of the visual input.
Yeah.
And then you don't get the physical stimuli, and then your brain kind of just goes, what? And short circuits a little bit.
Yeah, that's the whole motion sickness vibe.
Yep. It's so funny,
Your body's like, we're not really moving. We're not really moving.
I so rarely get motion sick.
I think that works pretty well.
The one time of recent note that I've gotten motion sick was driving or sitting in the back of my previous roommate's tiny little car as we drove through traffic into work. And for whatever reason, that just I had a hard time dealing with. But I've been on plenty of boats. I don't get motion sick. I don't get motion sick when I'm in the passenger seat. It's really odd. Very, very weird. It's like to the point where I almost threw up once too. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like just like minor levels of like discomfort. It was like actual.
This is not good.
Yeah.
Please make it stop.
Yeah, it was weird.
That is the right feather color. Now when you put him on a pile of bodies and I make the bodies all like beat up and bloody, and he's got this nice little shock of a feather.
Are you gonna put any blood on his sword?
Yeah, I gotta finish the sword today, as a matter of fact. That's where I left off yesterday. Forgot about that. Gabe says you painting that feather so fast was mesmerizing. that's just multicolor wet blending right there. We got to go back and touch it up, but that's a good base coat. So do the same on the back.
Hipster Gumby has a full day of D&D tomorrow? Oh my goodness. That sounds exhausting.
Are you playing or DMing? How's that relating to you?
I'm gonna guess that
And
he's
your peace of
participating.
mind? Are you having to organize it all, or? I'm just taking these paints really very fast and cleaning my brush off. And then just using the brush stroke to blend. Too much magenta there.
He says he gets to just show up and play.
Well, that's nice then, right? Probably a lot better.
Back to more scale painting. Doing the head of the snake, finally.
Your buddy's been a DM. Oh, it's what's his nuts? We know him, right? I never remember his name. We've met him. 3D prints tons of terrain for you guys and stuff. Chance, yeah.
Well, that is exciting.
Chance was funny. Chance came and played Age of Sigmar with us once and got stuck playing my orcs.
Uh-oh.
And
know
they had
that
all
felt
sat
like.
around and talked about, all right, here's what you got to do. And so he thought he had a big plan all figured out. And he played against my orcs. And
I just looked up at this feather. It looks so good.
he,
His very colorful feather.
Yeah, I like it.
gotta touch it up, make it more opaque. I should have probably painted it black to white gradient first, or like dark gray to white gradient first, so that then you lay the color, you wet blend over that, and you get a better base. But this gives me a good spot to start. We'll highlight all of the individual colors in there. Yeah, I think that's a good color combo for the model, though. It pulls a lot of color at the top of the head that doesn't exist anywhere else.
Did you see T. Schmidt said, I'm imagining Percival seeing a pretty bird dude at the bar and just beating the hell out of him so he can have the fancy hat feather.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He was like enthralled by the dude's feather, so he beat the piss out of him and stole his feather.
Mine.
Mine! Chance just looked across the table at me and he goes, well, that was a thing.
This just happened to me. Not sure how I feel about it. Get back to you in the morning. But I don't think it's good.
I don't think it's good. I think the doctor warned me about this. Does a chocolate bars count as breakfast?
No.
I mean, it's technically food, right? Hairdo, what's happening? All of you that played D&D as kids got together at the DM's house. His wife doesn't allow him to tell us how much he has spent on Star Citizen, but he has all the ships but 2. So yeah, he has a room that is just Star Citizen, special chair, HOTAS, giant monitor. It's crazy good. That's awesome.
That's a whole lot of commitment.
All the ships but 2 makes me wonder which 2. Are they at the high end of the scale or the low end of the scale? Does he not have a javelin? I love that you say his wife doesn't allow him to tell anybody how much he spent on this game, as if it has some negative influence on her. That she has lost, she has fully lost control of her husband at this point.
He's like, I'm not going to let you tell your friends that I let this happen.
Pig Tofu, what's going on? Thank you very much. Yeah, Baby J's over there finishing up the sacrifice. It's looking great.
It's so close. We got the snake done-ish. I gotta like do eyeballs, but the feather things are done. And then I gotta do all the rest of the silver bits. I gotta do her silver bits on her little dangly bits here. I gotta do this right arm here. Just some general like filter shading I might do with an airbrush afterwards. Maybe to add like a little bit of a warm break between the shadow here and the the skin tone. But
One of his big ones can hold 7,000 crew. That's not true. There's not a ship in the game that holds that many. The Javelin's the biggest ship that you could actually buy, I think. I don't think they've made any of the there's nothing bigger than that. And the Javelin's a frigate, right? And I think it has like 200 crew or something max, something like that. 700? Nah, there's no ship in the game that has 700 crew. Are you kidding me? Is there? He'll never get that one, so it doesn't matter. That'll never be a thing.
Hey, hairdo.
hairdo.
He says, heck if I know. The crew are halflings so that more fit in there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Star Citizen is tremendous when it works. If you came out for a weekend, would there be anyone there to paint? No. We're not here on the weekends. We do Friday nights, but we don't have the paint bar anymore. I think if you came last time you were in town, we were at the other building. We had the paint bar still. We do not have a paint bar anymore. We have a game room, and you can set up and paint at one of the gaming tables, but it's not like purpose built like it was at the other building to have like a actual painting place. We do have a rack with paint that you can use and glue and all that stuff for hobbying, so the crew can do that. But it's less of a public thing. It's more of a team building thing for us here. Only Friday nights, yeah. Only Friday nights. I mean, we do allow people from outside. If you're visiting, you're more than welcome to come and hang out on a Friday night. We got the comfy couches, PlayStation, Xbox, big arcade machine, drink machine, and 1, 2, 3 tables? 2 8x4s and 1 4x4? Yeah. Yeah, because the other 4x4 is over in the fulfillment area.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
That sounds right to me.
So enough to play like 5 games of 4x4 size. Dirty Lake Isabella water. We don't want any of that. Gross. That doesn't sound
Nothing
good at
tops
all.
our dirty Phoenix tap water.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I
our
was gonna
tap
say we
water's
already have
awful.
dirty water handled in Phoenix. The only reason they don't talk about us on the news is because Flint, Michigan exists.
Oh, is theirs like horrifically bad?
Please tell me you're joking, right?
I have no idea. Genuinely.
You have no idea what?
About the world outside his door, I think.
Oh. Pig Tofu Jordan wants to know, what is the base that you worked up? What is the base that you worked up from on the snake?
On the snake?
You mean like the color? Is that what
Yes, I'm assuming that they're talking about the color for the snake. So I started off of a white zenithal highlight, and then I went with yellow green is the predominant color of the snake, and then it's highlighted up with like a little bit of yellow ochre for some of the more desaturated spots, up with a little bit of bright green in it, up to pale yellow. I think I used a little bit of golden yellow in there too, for like the really warm highlights. And then the shadows are all dark emerald and green.
Would you use some green oxide in there too?
Yeah, so like this color right here, that band of like that greenish blue is all green oxide.
Very good.
So I basically like sketched out the color palette for the snake, and then I went back in and I refined all of the the areas of light and shadow. You can see a lot more of that green oxide in the back of the snake here. But yeah, and then hand painting all the edge highlights on the snake, which takes actually forever. There's a reason that we have coined the term scale jail here, because
It takes actually
forever. Yeah. It was a not a short process, that's for sure.
Mo. He went to get hydrated, left his helmet off, goes out into space. Lots of people in Star Citizen have died that way. I think that, you know, it's funny because you're talking about a game where people get excited about the fact that they made it recently where if you run into your own dead body when going back to retrieve your stuff, you no longer get flagged for a criminal action.
Oh, for taking your own stuff back?
No, for hitting a body, for running somebody over. It's a criminal action to like fly into people.
Oh, that's funny.
So they forgot, you know, they big brain styled it and didn't think that, oh, but flying into your own dead body that's not even a player character anymore shouldn't be in that code. It was horrible for the longest time because getting you positioned to not hit your body because the little ping for where your body was in the blackness of space, because that game is so realistic, is nearly impossible. Figure out, where's my body? You'd always find it by hitting it. And then you get flagged. And then you'd find out the game within the game of breaking out of prison.
I have heard about this.
Yeah.
Pig Tofu, that model is available on our website. I'm not sure if Jordan said that, but
Oh, yes.
I did put the
It
link.
is
Just
called The Sacrifice.
The Sacrifice.
It is, in fact, available on our website.
Yeah, because you have to go to jail, serve your time. There's missions where you have to go mine rock and crap like that in the jail. You earn credits for all the missions you complete. Stuff you find and retrieve from the bowels of this hideous mine. You can PvP down there if there's other people playing. Kill each other while they're trying to desperately get out of jail. Player Street, what's going on? Paint pickup day tomorrow, hell yeah.
Paint pickup day?
I would assume maybe he goes to pick it up.
Ordered some
Maybe he got it
somewhere
ordered into his store or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, because you probably can't get it from us.
Yeah, I'm like, we're not here tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, maybe.
It's not a local order, is it, Slayer Street? Because we're not here tomorrow. Pro Acryl pick up at my FLGS. Okay. Not us.
Making sure. That didn't even cross my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, you probably ought to make sure he's not coming here. Show up on a Saturday to pick up your paint. Horribly
Like, where's all the
disappointed.
cars in the parking lot?
Horribly disappointed. You know, give me a chance to put on my socks. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Thought you were trying to trick the dog into sleeping more.
Oh yeah, Jen's got to do it tonight.
You're gonna be late?
Game night.
Well, I know, but like sometimes you're home at 8 o'clock.
Oh, that I don't know. Yeah, it might be like even
Depends
last
on-
week when we played, I was home by like pretty early.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we can. We're just playing Commander, I think. I don't know if anybody's got bigger games going on.
Thought about picking up a draft booster box while I was out at Sam's on lunch for us to draft. Just for funsies. Because that sounds like fun. I haven't drafted in a long time.
Yeah.
And they have that new Lord of the Rings set. That'd be cool.
Need a lot of time to do that.
The
'Cause
draft?
None of us know the cards.
Yeah.
So the actual
Takes more
drafting part takes forever as we all read the damn cards.
That's true.
The playing goes quick. The playing's 20% of the time. The figuring out the damn cards is 80% of the time. Remember one year at Valhalla in the fall, Wargamer Girls Deal in Utah. They were down, I think it was War Boss Doug and one of the local game store owners that's always there had planned a big draft thing where they brought.
Oh, that was the year I went.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. They planned a big draft. Had it all figured out.
Did they know
big
that
prizes and all that stuff there? And we're like, I already had all the player base figured out, and we were upstairs where they do all. If you have never been, which most of you haven't, at Valhalla in the fall, it's a retreat, a tabletop wargaming retreat, but it's gaming of all types. And upstairs is where all of the 40K and all the miniature games are played, and then downstairs is basically just hang out, socialize, RPGs, and then the downstairs level is all the rooms where people sleep, and then other board games and stuff. And so they had a whole area decked out for playing Magic, and they had the whole draft table set up, and one of their players backed out at the last minute, so they were walking around asking people, and they came up and asked me, and I said, you don't want me to draft. They're like, oh, come on, it's not that bad, you won't get beat too bad. I go, I don't think you understand. And I was trying not to be, too loudmouth about it. He goes, oh, you can play, huh? Come and draft. I go, okay. So I went and draft. And they were absolutely mad at me by about halfway through the thing, right? Because they sat down and I drafted, and I was literally like turn 3-4 win, with my draft deck against everybody that was there. And they were like, we should have asked you to play. It never finished. Yeah. I felt really bad because it never finished, because after about 3 rounds and everybody seeing everybody else's decks and seeing everybody else play and all of that, they all just kind of scattered when they knew.
And I think there was a meal in there too, because I remember...
There was lunch.
Yes, because I remember you were like, all right, I'm going to go do this. I'm like, okay, I'll be up reading. And I was up in the crow's nest thing, and then there I hear the lunch call, and I go down, and I'm like, where's Jason?
Yeah. It was fun, though. Holds 80, yeah. The Javelin. I was going to say, it doesn't hold that many people.
We've definitely got some hardcore card game nerds around here. I think it'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Ruben has his Pauper Cube.
Yep.
And, so he's done that a couple times. Where we have...
I'm thinking about making a vintage cube.
We had us draft the cube once. I had never done that. That was interesting.
Yeah, cubes are cool.
Yeah.
I like it because it's like a Magic set that you can make whatever you want.
That's the thing. It's curated.
Yeah, it's not a custom.
Which I guess is the same as drafting a normal set that's curated by Wizards of the Coast. But,
exactly. But I'm also I got started in the game playing Legacy, so my preference on power level is a little higher than the standard. That's for sure.
Taking some of the transparents, now that I've used the pale yellow, put the transparent red and orange and yellow over the top of all this so that my highlights don't look too samey through all the color blends.
Broken Chef said, I once got to draft a legacy cube and was so nervous touching his expensive collection.
Oh, are they using real cards?
Yeah, I would just do a proxy cube.
Full pack.
I'm not about to
Hello.
drop $1 gajillion on a vintage cube. I also just wouldn't want to have it out and play it with other people if it were real cards.
Pig Tofu, thank you for that Twitch Prime sub.
Thank you so much.
Gabe
Welcome.
is working on some stuff for us, and he was looking for. There's a couple of the initial games that we're releasing under our game development studio have cards in them, and so as we go through the manufacturing of the cards and we start asking questions about how to do custom assembly of decks and things like that, we're looking intently at how all that works and learning, and he's looking at images on the internet while I'm in his office one day, and there's all these people with these full print sheets of alpha, that probably worked at Wizards.
Delayed.
Well, it wasn't Wizards back then, was it? It was just Magic.
Yeah.
And they had full print sheets of Magic cards from alpha, beta, and unlimited, and it's like you got a sheet that has all the mocks, has the Power 9 on one sheet of paper,
Oh my gosh.
that's uncut.
Yep.
And it's framed in their living room, and you're like, if that's real, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's over the top nerd boasting right there.
It's a lot. That's big nerd boast right there.
Ninja got her own important window.
I'm special now.
Yep.
Thank you, Cool Pack.
Why, thank you. Working on these final little bits of revision on the model to get it to be that perfect finished state. Oh. Glaze and wash medium? We're starting to run out of glaze and wash medium over here too.
It's a thing that happens.
It's so good. It's just so good.
Right, Slayer Street, doesn't it look good? That feather, I love it.
It was just the power of Google. Right? Go through Google, find what you like, make it happen. I just didn't want it to be, in the picture of him, it's just a dull brown feather,
He is definitely not a dull brown feather.
Yeah, it looked like a feather they would have pulled out of himself in the picture. So I was like, no, Percival and his attitude would be exactly like Jen said, beat up somebody in the bar and stole their feather and stuck it in his helmet. That's my plume now. Yeah, we got a pile of bodies coming. So he'll have his own diorama base.
Oh my gosh.
The pile of bodies I'm really stoked about it. I got the pile of bodies, and then I got all the loose bodies, like individual dead bodies that go around the bottom. Well, I don't know if they're meant to go together, but they're done by the same people. So they're different, but similar. So I can have bodies scattered around the base and then the pile and him on top. Because that's just what he needs.
Dustmon wants to know if a plasma gun would have burn marks on the barrel.
So plasma is one of the weird ones, right? Because the superheated discharge would probably blue the end of the barrel, whereas all the other guns, I tend to feel like everybody. Plasma and melta might be more like, you know, like flamethrowers, where the bulk of the heat is generated towards the end of the barrel. Whereas a standard gun doesn't blue that way. A standard gun blues at the chamber, right, where the barrel hits the chamber of the gun. Is where if you find like a heavy machine gun firing a bunch of rounds, like a rotary cannon or something like that, it's going to heat up at the firing chamber, and where the firing chamber and the barrel meet first, not at the end of the barrel. It'll heat up the whole length of the barrel eventually if it fires enough. Like if you ever go and watch, you can see people firing machine guns with suppressors on them, and the suppressor will melt off the gun, right? Because where the flash comes out of the barrel generates some heat too, but not near as much as the chamber where the explosion occurs in the beginning. So we don't paint them that way, but I feel like plasma guns and melta guns would probably be the ones where you would blue the end of the barrel.
And the flamethrowers too, right?
It's your fantasy. Make it how you want. It's like I hate seeing, and it's become a thing in the real world too, where people will buy exhaust tips that are
Blued exhaust tips.
It's the Too Fast, Too Furious crowd. Started a whole thing where you can buy exhaust tips that are blued, anodized that way, right? So that it's like looks like it's ultra hot at the tip.
Yeah, or that your car has been spitting out flames, which is not.
Yeah, it turns out it actually blues where it connects to the engine. Yeah. It's so
wouldn't be consistently hot enough to be able to do that.
So I guess it goes back to how much real do you want in your fantasy? Pig Tofu says, will you guys varnish these once finished? Not usually. Not usually. Now with the advent of our satin and gloss paints, you might see me matte varnishing more, just because at the end I want it to be very matte. Which leads to your next question, which is, you know, what's up with the matte varnish? And it should be, you know, probably mid-September is our hope.
Welcome back, Omicron.
I had to pick up a kid. Like your kid? Or like one at the store? What are we talking about here?
Just went out to Fry's and picked
I had to
up
run out and grab a kid real quick.
Chat, and I need to know how to act here.
Out of kids, had to get a new one.
We need
My
to, okay.
kid, yeah.
Okay, I figured.
Thank
but I
you
just
for
gotta
clarifying.
be safe here. We gotta know who and what we're dealing with. This side
Not
of the
that we
internet
would-
needs
we
to
would
know
not,
how to act when the phone rings and says, "Do you happen to know a person by the name of Omicron Samurai?"
Yeah, I was just gonna say we will not. We'll. I mean, if you need us to, we'll keep it quiet.
We'll
Is
keep
this
it quiet.
wise?
I don't know that. I mean, did you tell them about the blackmail fields and where to leave the bag of money?
I did not.
I mean that. I
You're
don't
selling
know.
us short over there, Jen.
Huh?
You're selling us short over there.
Well, deals can be made. I
Deals
guess.
can be made.
We'll see.
Monument Hobbies can be purchased. Our silence can be purchased. Conversely, our yip yapping mouths are pretty good at what they do too.
Yip yapping away.
Oh yeah, that's why you pay for the silence. You have to throw in there that we're very good at not being silent.
That's true. We are not. Or we are good at not being silent.
And Bright Ivory, drive the point home here with the shine.
Using some glaze and wash medium plus pale yellow and warm flesh to put all these highlights onto the metal to get them that kind of luminescent glow, shine. Glaze and wash medium, you guys, I'm telling you, it's gold.
Bag of pennies heading your way. Wait a minute.
We do not accept payment in the form of pennies.
I mean, I'm not ready to go that far. How many pennies you got? Right? Like, it might be hard to then launder said pennies. If it's like a truckload, right? Like a semi-truck of pennies. But there is a part of me that thinks that would make for a hell of a story. So I'm always down for things that make good stories. Because that's what lives on. Everything else is momentarily useful. Good stories are forever useful. A truckload of pennies so you Scrooge McDuck your way through it? Yes! I would just bathe in pennies. Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, that would be very gross.
It's kind of gross.
I'm not even sure that's kind of gross. I think that is just gross.
It's disgusting. We used to do this fundraiser every year for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society called Pennies for Patients. And every classroom got a little box, and the kids were supposed to bring in change and put it in the box to donate to the cause, you know?
Oh, no.
Well, I was the sponsor for the club, the National Junior Honor Society, that put on this fundraiser. So we had to count all the money and
Oh my God.
yeah,
Kid money.
get it prepared for
Even
kid
worse.
money and disgusting, just filthy money. Money is gross when you have to touch it. And yeah, I would get gloves every day and hand them out to these, 8th graders. I'm like, here you go, put the gloves on and count the money. Like, I'm not touching it.
To make the kids do it instead.
Huh?
To make the kids do it instead. I like it.
To make what?
Make the kids do it
Oh,
instead.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was their service project, so they had to do it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Like,
You
it's
just
going
manage
on
this
this is your club experience, not mine.
Ooh.
I can't imagine, like, remember old Book Drive? What was it called? It's called Book Drive, right?
The book fair.
Book Fair.
Yeah.
Book Fair.
Scholastic
Kid money.
Book Fair.
I remember that.
Scholastic Book Fair.
Those were
Oh.
fun times.
I
I
broke
used
a
to
thing.
spend so much money as a kid
Oh
my
my
God.
gosh.
at Scholastic Book. I say so much. As a kid, I spent all my allowance.
Yeah.
You know, so I probably spent $3 at Scholastic
Yeah.
Book Fair and got
Buying
like Choose Your Own Adventure,
yeah, and like
Mad Libs.
little erasers and
I was never into the crud.
oh, the tchotchkes, I loved it.
I bought like Mad Libs, you know,
Yeah,
the
Mad
flip
Libs are
over
so
books from. Oh,
good.
sorry, I'm banging my microphone here, people. Yeah, like Mad Libs were always my thing.
I also liked as a kid and as a teacher the book orders. Remember getting the book order form
Yeah,
from your teacher and you take it home and it's
Yep.
it's like newsprint.
yep.
You take it home and you fill out the little order form and send a check. Like mom would give you a check. And then the books get delivered like weeks later. So
Oh,
as
that's
a
right.
teacher, I loved that too because I would, convince all my kids to order stuff so that because as a teacher you get free stuff. So I had all these points to get free things for my classroom and free books, and
That's cool.
those are the best. That's like one thing I really miss about teaching.
All the free stuff.
The Scholastic book orders.
Ah.
'Cause it was the one time she didn't have to buy her own crap for
Exactly.
room.
Panic Bomb Arcade, happy Friday, back to you.
What's going on, Panic Bomb?
Panic Bomb Arcade.
Do not for one instant, Jordan, think that I missed you
I was just
and your
thinking
singing
about that.
attempt over there.
Wow. Hurting my feelings once again. What a wonderful work environment.
I love it at Monument Hobbies. It is such a great place to come and spend my days. Thank you so much to Monument Hobbies for allowing me to have this opportunity to
Just
work in.
Just write it on the whiteboard over and over and over
Yeah.
again.
100 times.
I
Read it out
love
loud.
Monument Hobbies. I love my job at Monument Hobbies. I love my job at Monument Hobbies.
One of
Like
these
the-
days,
like the Simpsons intro.
We need a meme.
one of these days, Jason's gonna come in and I'm gonna be writing it on the.
That would have been a
Yeah.
great one for the green screen, is to have one of the people turned around
Oh
like this,
my
you know, and then
gosh.
just do a whiteboard graphic with "I love Monument
Is
Hobbies"
it
on
too
it.
late? Can I do that in the unicorn suit?
Oh, that would be great. We have the green screen and
Or-
we have a unicorn suit. So the
or-
answer is yes.
or it's us employees writing it over and over and over again, and you're in the unicorn suit with the clipboard.
Yes, or like a ruler to
And a
smack
ruler.
your
I
head.
think that's the better one. Is you have somebody writing it and you over on the
Yeah,
side.
like-
Yeah.
Except it's a big unwieldy suit, so we got to get a bigger green screen.
Yeah.
I think, but
Or a bigger clipboard.
that would be a hilarious deal.
Sounds great.
I love it when people like see our commercials and stuff. We get these people that will be passive aggressive on them about how maybe instead of spending all this money on your commercials, you could spend money to get brushes in stock.
Oh my
Oh
You know.
my
gosh.
God. Shush.
And I'm like, so you want to know how much this commercial cost?
Yeah.
The brush production doesn't work that way.
There are a lot of people on the internet who think that they have a really good understanding of how everything in the world works.
Yes. There are. And they don't.
And that they absolutely do not.
They do not. Yeah.
Could not be further from having an understanding.
Have I mentioned
No, you haven't. You have not mentioned
I
that.
done something. I
what?
barely get through the sentence, and you're all your eyes already cocked, and you're grinning. You're like, yes, you have 1,000,000 times. Shut up, please.
Go Sue. Hello. It goes.
Have I mentioned how many times I've heard Jason say that he loves
I love this model.
that model?
Oh my god.
Grand Pumbaa Percival is looking quite dapper, says Go Sue.
Grand what?
Pumbaa.
Pumbaa?
I don't know. I just read what the people write.
I'm confused.
I feel like most of the things that are going on in chat are made up anyway, so
That is a true
Yeah.
fact.
A lot of made up words in chat.
I mean, we've been hearing a lot about scale jail too, so I think it goes both ways.
True, true.
Wait, scale jail's real though.
I am hurt.
I think Jason's love for Percival is also real.
That's true as well. We don't lie here.
A lot of emotions over there. Over there.
Why would you be so hurt?
Jason told chat to refer to him as the Grand Pumbaa of paint one day, so I carry over that honor to the almighty Percival. I must have missed that.
I think
day.
you got Lord God King misunderstood. The Grand Poobah of Paint. That sounds like a chat name for me, but I don't think that those words would have been uttered out of my mouth. Although
Maybe.
I come up with a lot of nonsense spur of the moment and pay no brain power to it, so it could very well be. I have to be very careful with saying I never said that,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of times where I just rattle crap off and don't remember it because it wasn't anything more than, you know, a good story at the time.
Well, and the trouble for you is that a lot of what you say is permanently out on the internet, so
Exists in some sort
Yeah.
of permanent
proof is
fashion.
there somewhere.
It does make it tough.
Yeah.
Because people are like, no, let me pull this clip of
No,
you
but wait.
talking live on the internet.
You said.
You said.
You said brush giveaways next week. Wait, what?
Huh?
Why would you say that, Jordan? Someone is going to clip only the parts
Context,
that
people.
they wanted
Context.
to hear.
Context. Whoa, baby J, take it easy.
Right? What is going on over here?
We will delete that clip though if someone makes it. So
Do it. Yeah.
don't waste
we're,
your time.
We're not actually
don't
giving
waste
away
your
brushes
time.
for. We are not doing that.
Not happening. Not even possible to happen.
Correct.
Dr. Rhino said, "Hey Jason, thank you so much for the gifties earlier. Means a lot." Pig
Dr.
tofu.
Rhino, one of our monumentals, he is embarking on his permanent content creator life now.
Oh,
He's got fortunate or unfortunate word that his current contracting job is coming up and ending, and so he is taking the opportunity to embark on a life of content creation as a main source of his livelihood. So everybody, make sure you give that man a click
Panic Bomb Arcade. He definitely did not.
and a follow.
I can assure you.
And make sure to drop by and say hi in his stream every now and then. Great painter.
Congratulations on the big shift.
That is a big step. Those are the things that are the scariest, and all it takes is a little support from the community to show up and watch and talk in chat to keep it going. So never discount the power you have, chat, to keep a solid foundation for a creative streamer. They
There
wanna get up
was
and
Death Spawn. There
do
was.
cool stuff.
Was is the key word. It was like 2 years ago.
What's that?
Death Spawn said, I heard there was a brush giveaway. I said, yes, there was.
There was one even sooner
A
than
long
that.
time ago.
We did one on the
Shh.
thing.
Yourself in trouble.
Hmm?
I'm here to help you. Okay. Now shut up now. Say nothing ever again. Well, that's a little extreme.
Mm-hmm.
A little extreme. You don't have to be so extreme.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I could handle never speaking again. It would drive me nuts. I don't know if you guys figured it out yet. I like talking.
I mentioned how much I love this model. It's just such a fun model. It has great volumes because it's kind of like painting the miniature Michelin Man. He's like this little fat blob. You know? Despawn says, no, I'm pretty sure someone said there was one next week. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Who are you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, there's bad connection. I don't know what's happening.
Your audio's not coming through.
Penny Bomb says, I think even an Evo bag.
It would be unfortunate if one of us, if our hand slipped and we banned you from the stream.
Oh, Jen getting Jen's just not having it. She's just not having it. Despawn's like,
Hey.
wow.
Hey, my hands are right here. It wasn't me.
It
if
wasn't.
It happens. I didn't do it.
This is getting ludicrous. Ludicrous.
I get
I'm
the
just
distinct
saying.
impression that I'm about to be blamed for everything that's about to happen.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Jen's a savage.
Today?
As if that's out of the normal is how she said that. She goes, wait, you're just noticing this?
Percival is from Hit Point Press.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a 3D print. Purchased at Gen Con after Jason stared at the poster of him for 3 days.
Had no idea there was actually a miniature. I just thought they were an RPG company and he's in some character in a book. And Gabe come tramping over and had the box with Percival in it. Not knowing it was Percival. It's just Strignite. And I was like, must have now. I
Yep.
immediately left the booth. It was
But-
mine. None of the other models in the box make a difference.
But the question was, where did you get him and did you print him? And the answer is Gen Con and no.
The beak's okay to be like a black, right?
What?
Like a black beak.
Yeah.
Wow. Less of a yellow beak like you would paint like a cartoon bird, right? I can leave it kind of black.
Put the nice little reflective dot on there, you're good?
Black and some dark neutral gray mixed up here, and that'll be our highlight.
It's already 1:53. Just giving
What?
you guys a time
Yeah,
check.
it kind of got away from
Impossible.
us today.
Impossible. I already have white out on the palette and everything. We can work miracles here. Do the power of mixing. We go. Doot. All right. Other than the sword, which I'm not going to do until I do the pile of bodies because I got to put blood on it, and the feet, which I'm not going to do until I do the pile of bodies because we got to stand him on the pile of bodies. Percival's pretty done. I might do a little bit of weathering on the leather strap and the scabbard eventually, but I don't want to do too much detail. He kind of stands on his own. It works.
He
really
looks
well.
so good.
You know what I am going to do? I'm going to take a little bit of gloss varnish on his eyes, though. People ask me all the time, what's the gloss varnish for?
Yeah.
We're about to see.
Right, Chuck? The feather is maybe my favorite.
Yeah, that's just a quick little, I need a feather color. Make it happen.
Oh, that's crazy how much that, changed it immediately.
Oh, yeah, right? It gives the depth
Yeah.
for something like eyes. We don't get to use it like that much because we're painting 28mm miniatures and the
Right.
eyes don't have that big of an impression.
But these are big, cute eyes.
But on something like him, it just makes such a huge difference. So again, the right tool at the right time makes all the difference. Boom.
Oh, he's so cute. He probably doesn't want to be cute, though, right?
What's that?
He probably doesn't want to be called cute.
Well, no,
He
but
wants to
he
be rough
knows
and
he's
tumble.
getting, as he ages, he's learning how to use it to his advantage.
Okay, good.
Right? He can take advantage of the situation so long as they think he's cute, and then when he robs them blind, cuts their Achilles tendon and all that, he just makes off like a bandit.
So, you guys, Jason just described himself, I think.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Because I tell Jason he's cute, and he
No.
says, "No, I'm not.
I'm not.
Rough and tumble."
I'm rough and tumble.
Rough and tumble.
Rough and tumble.
What the heck?
I am not. I am rough and tumble.
But as he's gotten older, he uses his cuteness to his advantage.
Yep. Gloss was the right choice.
So good.
Lots of dinosaurs on your stream, but you have plans to paint non-dinos? You have plans sometime in the future? He's about to look extra cute like Puss in Boots. Until we put him on the pile of bodies. I think that's going to be the best part.
Yeah.
This pile of bodies STL is really, really good. I ordered it printed, so I don't have to print it out, but it's going to be really good. But so long as he fits. I think he'll fit. We might have to figure out how to, make his feet angled correctly or stuff like that. So that's why I'm not painting his feet, because I might have to cut them off and do stuff down there. But I just love his heroic stance. He's like, dun da da. That's the music I hear when I look at him,
Yep.
And he's going to be standing on a pile of disgustingly realistic dead bodies. There's nothing cartoony about the dead bodies.
No.
No, not really. they're very real dead bodies. Well, not
dead.
very real, but
They'll look very real when you're.
they'll look very
after you
real when
paint
we're
them.
done.
Yeah.
And he'll be pristine and clean except for some blood on his sword,
Yeah.
but the other bodies will just be just annihilated.
I can't wait. I love this.
Death spawn, exactly right. Stream flew by. How the hell is it already 2:00?
I know. It's ridiculous. And I'm not done with her yet. I'm very, really, really, really close.
We got a lot done. I like the feather. I had a little touch up to do on the feather.
Got the guy built.
Highlighted the armor up better with the final. I used white. Oh my god, never used white, but I used white on the steel and bright ivory on the gold, and that really pumped it up a notch. Drew the metals away from the brightness of his feathers, which was what I was going for. He's a lot packed into a little package. But he's not as big as the last knuckle of my thumb, really.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's so funny, his fills the screen and you can't see all of it, and then I'm I
Yeah.
can't zoom in anymore. I think they should fight.
You think they should fight? Is that what you said?
You don't stand a chance with your snick.
His whole body would fit inside the snake.
Yes. But he'd cut its ankles off first.
It doesn't have ankles. First true challenge.
Did you knock it off again?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
What, the arrow?
Quit breaking your toys.
They're very fragile.
We're not buying you anymore. All you do is break them.
I'm not trying to break them.
All you do is break your toys. All right, gang. We're calling it.
Are we
We're calling
done?
2 p.m. on a Friday. Time to go.
Got work to do.
There's work to be done. Say goodnight, Percival, and the sacrifice. We will be streaming next week, but only Monday. When do you fly
Tuesday.
on Wednesday?
Early.
Early?
I think, yeah. Because I get in at a reasonable time and the flight's 5 hours and it's
You're
3
like
hours.
7:30 or 8 out of here, I think, right?
Yeah.
So we're definitely streaming Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday's up in the air. I'll be here, but it depends on how my schedule runs as to whether or not I can do the stream. Jordan will be gone. Then we're gone to Nova Open. So if you're in the D.C. area, Virginia, Maryland, that neck of the woods on the East Coast, Nova Open is this next coming weekend. And we'd love to see you out there. Just drop by. Jordan and I are going to have a table set up. We're going to be painting. No sales. We've got Atlantis Games and Comics is selling our paints in the vendor area. But Jordan and I will just be hanging out, talking painting, having fun. I signed up for a seminar.
Oh.
That's new.
Can I do that?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Sweet.
But I signed up for a seminar. It happens at like 8 o'clock on the day I get there, and I didn't really think about that because I fly out Wednesday at midnight.
8 p.m.
And
8 p.m. the day.
Oh,
you
it's
get
like
there?
8 to 10 p.m. the day I get
Oh
there.
my god, you're gonna be
It's gonna be a long
exhausted.
day, so I may not.
He's flying
make it.
overnight.
It was free.
He leaves at like 11:30
It was
at
a
night
free seminar, so I was like, well, if I don't make it, it's no big deal.
and
So
gets there at 7 a.m. or something on Thursday.
I leave at 11:30 p.m. and get
Yeah.
there at 7. I will be sleeping that entire time, but that's actually only 5 hours as opposed to the 8 it sounds like. So it's gonna be rough. That's my bedtime. That's like actually 30 minutes past my bedtime when I have to
fun
be
with
flying.
the seminar.
So the seminar might come quick and not be really pleasing. But thanks for hanging out. Stick around for some raid love. Make sure to show your love in the chat we wind up in. Remember, we do stream 5 days a week, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, like today, noon Pacific to 2 p.m. Pacific for our hobby lunch. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we start at that 2 p.m. slot a little bit later and go till 5 p.m. a little bit longer. So 5 chances during the week to catch up with us. Make sure to give us some time if you have it. We'd love to see you back. If you're new around here, hit that follow button. And like I said, stick around, show some love in the raid. We will see you after the weekend. Have a wonderful one. Don't do anything we wouldn't do.
Bye,
Catch you on the flip side.
everyone.